Toefl listening gist purpose. In this video, I am going to explain to you what a gist purpose question tests you on, how to identify this type of question, what strategy you can use when you see one, and we'll finish with some tips and tricks at the end. So what is a gist purpose question and what does it test you on? Well, it tests your overall understanding and ability to recognize the main purpose of a conversation or lecture. How do we identify these question types? Well, you're going to see question prompts that say something like, why does the student visit the professor? Or why does the student visit the registrar's office? Why did the professor ask to see the student? Or why does the professor explain blah, blah, blah? What strategy should you use if you see one of these questions? Well, you need to listen to the audio and take notes. You need to read the question. Think about why or purpose. Eliminate incorrect answer options and choose the option that best describes the main reason or purpose. Okay, so let's do this. I want you to listen to the audio and take notes. So have a pen and paper ready.
Hi, I'm Jane Stansfield. I have an appointment to talk to a counselor about scholarships the university is offering.
Sure, Jane. Good to see you. Take a seat.
Thank you.
The university has a range of scholarships available. Are you a senior?
Yeah.
Great. In that case, there are a number of scholarships which have been made available depending on your circumstances and plans. The most regular scholarship is the Senior Ongoing, which is an initial grant, then regular payments. It's based on academic merit.
Are there any needs-based scholarships?
We have a hardship grant and scholarship. These are based on your financial circumstances. We have some specifically department scholarships. Which department are you in?
I'm in architecture.
Nice. Let me see. There are 3 special architecture scholarships available, all based on merit. So if your GPA has been consistently high, you can apply. They're quite substantial and are provided by architecture firms. Would you be interested in looking at those?
That could be them. How can I get a hold of the information?
Okay, so here are my notes, and you can see I've categorized them into 2 columns, what Jane said and what the counselor said. So let's read the question. Why does Jane visit the counselor? And we're going to think about why according to our notes and our memory of what was said. Okay, now let's eliminate incorrect answer options. So, why does Jane visit the counselor? She needs to repay her student loan. No, that was not the reason why. She's not doing well in her studies. No, that's not the reason why. She wishes to study architecture. No, that's not the reason why she visited the counselor. Now we're going to choose the option that best describes the main reason, which is that she wants to apply for a scholarship. Let's now try this on a lecture, and first we'll recap the strategy. So listen to the audio and take notes, read the question, think about why or the purpose, eliminate incorrect answer options, and then choose the option that best describes the main reason. So here we go. Let's listen to the audio and take notes. You might want to categorize your notes into main ideas and details.
So let's go back a little in history, and there we can find that the idea of strategy in business owes its origins to 2 intellectual giants, Bruce Henderson and Michael Porter. Now, Henderson's central idea was what you might call a Napoleonic idea, the idea of overwhelming the enemy. And what Henderson recognised was that in the business world, the more you do of something disproportionately, the better you get at it. And so he found a logic for investing in a show of force or a show of strength in order to achieve competitive advantage. And that was the first introduction of what is essentially a military concept, a military strategy. He introduced it into the business world. Now, Porter agreed with that premise, but he qualified it. He pointed out, and I think correctly, that that's all very well, but that businesses have different components, and each of those components might be driven by a different kind of strategy. So a company or a business might actually be advantaged in some activities, but disadvantaged in others. So Porter formed the concept of the value chain, and the value chain is essentially the sequence of steps with which, shall we say, raw material is transformed into a component, and that component is later transformed into a finished product, which is then distributed, for example. And he argued that advantage accrued at each step, and that the advantage of the whole was in some sense the sum or the average of that of its parts.
Okay, here are my notes. Now I'm going to read the question. What is the main purpose of the lecture? I'm going to think about why or the reason. I'm then going to eliminate incorrect answer options. And I'm going to choose the option that best describes the main reason, which is this one here. The main purpose of the lecture is to explain the origins of business strategy. Okay, let's finish with some tips and tricks. So don't note down every word when you're listening to that conversation or lecture. That would be impossible. You want to note down keywords and key phrases. Keep your notes organized. Think about how you might categorize them. Read the answer options last. First, try to guess the answer based on your notes. And of course, practice makes perfect. So you might want to check out e2language.com where you can do lots of practice questions. You can take our mini mock test, which is pretty awesome. It gives you an indicative score and lots of feedback on all parts of the test. You can take one-on-one tutorials with our expert teachers that are 45 minutes in length, and they will answer any question you have. You can also submit assessments through the platform. So you'll get speaking and writing feedback within 24 to 48 hours. Cool, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and share this with your friends.